Hey, this is Ian with Silver Tree Industries, and today I'd like to share with you a video about making a small to the back holster for this SIG Sauer 9mm. It is a SIG P365. Safety always. We've got an empty chamber, we have no magazine, and there will be no ammunition around the firearm at all while we're making the holster. So let's go ahead and get started. As I was taping down this pistol, I usually put one piece of tape on it after I block out what I think needs to be blocked, and I'll run my fingers across it to see how smooth it feels, and I noticed that the ejector sticks up and it's spring-loaded. You can see that it goes up and down like this, which could cause a problem with retention in the holster, or not retention, but on your draw stroke, if you got something pushing straight against the kydex, it's going to want to dig in there. So I grabbed some of my handy dandy paint stirring sticks and cut myself a little standoff that will go right along the slide, and that way when I press this down, it's going to create a gap in the pistol, which will allow this to move freely. I don't think that you can put enough tape on that to cover that, because you'll never be able to. You'll put tape on there and all you'll do is you'll just start creating wrinkles. When you put piece after piece of tape on there, it's just going to magnify that spot. Those 4, 5 pieces, and now you've just got a lump that's still there. And when you get a good press on there, which is what you want, you are going to have this lump. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it's still pushing up. You can still feel that. And all you've done is you just created now a big hump that's going to look horrible in your finished kydex. I took some scraps of kydex and I pressed them into the pistol, one using just 5 layers of tape, and then the other using the area that I had blocked off like I had shown. So the one with just the 5 layers of tape, you can see how deeply that goes into the ejection port, and then you can also see where the ejector is. You can see that it all just goes into there. So that's something you want to check on both sides. I'm going to have to do pretty much the same thing for this side also, with the takedown and the slide stop. One thing I forgot to mention is think about what you're building this holster for. This is going to be a small of the back carry, so I'm going to actually bevel this off to make a nice transition as it goes in. It'll help guide the pistol in. When you get ready to make the holster, you want to fit this where you want it to be, but you want to mark, or at least get an idea of where you want the pistol to be when you fold it over. So I will usually take a marker and mark just about center line right there, and then I know that when this is ready to press, I'll put the barrel of the pistol or whatever point that I use, and then I'll fold that over to make the holster. So I'll put my kydex down, center the pistol on that dot, and fold the kydex over.
Loading phone goes on. And the second press.
Now I wait about 15 minutes. So here's my holster out of the press. I've got good definition. This is where my ulti clip's gonna mount, so it'll be able to rock back and forth based on the customer's needs. And trigger guard, a couple of rivets, and we'll be good to go. So for pistols that I don't have molding drones for, molding props, I will actually just wrap a piece of blue tape around the slide to help keep getting too much gunk in there, because as I'm fitting the pistol in and out of the holster, I want to make sure that it doesn't get too dirty. I'll still pull this apart and clean it, strip it out, strip the pistol and clean it, but this just keeps too much of that from getting on there. You can see the pink is awesome on it, so this is going to require a pretty good cleaning to get all of the pink off. I didn't figure I needed to show cutting and grinding on the kydex holster. There's plenty of videos about that, but I did wanted to show something important. I'm putting an ulti clip on this, and like I said, it's going to be a small to back holster, and when you do that, you want to make sure that your marks for drilling are set in the correct spot, and then test fit that. Put a piece of tape on it and set that in your back, so this straight up is now going to be accessible to the right hand, and then if I move the clip straight up and down, it's going to be sitting straight. Now comes the cleanup. I've got my quick detailer that I use to clean everything. Shake that up, grab a paper towel, a couple of squirts of that, wipe everything down. I've already blown it out as much as I can, but I just give it a quick wipe because that kydex dust gets everywhere. That's what I use to do my finish. Anything that I might have had in there for fitting, I'll give that a wipe down. Got new screws, and I'll put the holster together. And this is why I tape the pistol up with the fitting and everything. It gets a lot of kydex dust on it, so take the tape off, which greatly speeds up cleanup. Toss that. Some detailer, and this will get it fairly clean. And then, like I said, I'll actually take this apart to do a thorough cleaning on it, but it just helps here at the end so I can put it into the holster. And there we go. Adjustable retention, small of the back holster for a SIG 326. My customer is absolutely going to love this thing. Thanks for watching the video today. This was a fun little project. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down and let me know what you didn't like. Hopefully you learned a few things or were reminded of some things. I know that I learned a couple of things and always refining my skills. Have a nice day.